Our next segment, produced by Tori Matz, takes us to Eastland Mall in early April to witness a huge reveal for the local law enforcement's Choose Not to Lose campaign.
Well, good morning. It's great to see such a great crowd. I don't know who's more excited, the kids who get to be out of school and come to the mall for a little bit, or a bunch of police officers who think they get to drive something really cool here in the next few weeks. So it's great to see such a great crowd. Thanks for coming out today as we roll out a very important new program that encourages young people to make good decisions, making positive choices about staying in school and staying out of trouble. You know, today in government, it's difficult to find money to start and sustain programs, even if they are really successful programs and benefit the community in really great ways. But that's why this program is so special. This effort would not be possible without the support of strong community partners who are collaborating with city and county law enforcement as well as our local schools. Specifically, I'd like to call out Larry Bennett of Bennett Motors and Audubon Chrysler Center. It's because of Larry's generosity and the commitment of all these organizations to our youth that we are able to launch today Choose Not to Lose. Choose Not to Lose is not a standalone effort. It's a program that will complement and expand programs that already exist in our schools, including DARE and Officer Friendly.
Good morning. What a great crowd. It's nice to see everybody here today because we're kicking off a wonderful opportunity for our community. I'm going to leave most of the accolades to Chief Bolin, but I will give him the primary accolade because this is his brainstorm. And I think it's wonderful that we have a civic leader who is willing to step up and say, let's come up with a program that brings all of our community schools together, all of our public service providers together, and everybody to the same table to work on programs that make a difference for the young people in our community, because that's who we ultimately are trying to affect and impact, to get them to make right choices.
It's probably been 8 months or so ago that the idea first come about, and then it was just, you know, how do you get yourself to go ask somebody to donate this many vehicles? And so as I said up there, as fate had it, I had a meeting with Gary Jossa. He was talking about Larry Bennett from Bennett Motors, Audubon Chrysler, donating some vans to the Dream Center, and that kind of spawned the whole thing. And I said, well, hey, you need to introduce me. We'd like to do this. And I really didn't think anybody would do this. Kind of thought it was a crazy idea. And I met with Mr. Bennett, and he bought into it. And we were originally thinking sports cars, and then he threw out the idea of a Jeep Wrangler. And at first I was a little hesitant, and then the more we talked and the more I saw the design, it's grown on me, and now I couldn't imagine doing anything different than what we've done. So I'm very happy with it. And like I said, Mr. Bennett gets most of the credit, and Gary Jossa was a lot of the creative process in this too. We're not going to allow high-speed pursuits in these Jeeps. And most of the time, as a school resource officer, your problem is going to be in a building anyways. They can enforce traffic rules, they can make a vehicle stop, but the goal is going to be the school and inside the building.
The vehicle is very identifiable so that people won't be overly concerned. They will know who it is, who's driving it, the whole 9 yards. So that brings about a sense of security and a sense of community for the entire Bosse community.
I think these vehicles are symbolic of the overarching programs that we have with our relationship with the Evansville-Vandenberg Police Department and with the Sheriff's Office. You know, it's when law enforcement comes to a school, it's not because something's going wrong. We're really blessed to have our school resource officers stationed in our schools so that they can build those very positive relationships, so that they can prevent things from happening. And we're incredibly blessed in our community to have outstanding partnerships with the Evansville Police Department and with the Sheriff's Office.
I'm Officer Deeg, School Resource Officer for Bosse High School and Bosse District Schools. Pretty much this vehicle is just going to make us a lot more visible, more readily identifiable to the schools, to the children, and to the communities that we serve, all the different schools and Jeeps, that each one individually. Regular squad cars, Jeep Wranglers are more designed for street pursuit. These are standard off-road vehicles. We're not going to be doing the high-speed interstate type of pursuit with this. This is, it has unique capabilities. Bad weather would probably be one. Off-road, obviously, capabilities. Other than that, it's a police car. I mean, it's got lights, it's got sirens. I can do almost anything that another officer can. You just have to know the capabilities of your vehicle. This Jeep will be my regular assigned vehicle, so I'll drive it all day, every day when I'm at work. When I go to the feeder schools for Bosse, this will kind of connect those kids coming up to Bosse High School as they come up, because that's obviously where those kids, if they're in that feeder system, are looking to end up eventually, unless obviously there's a train. But so give the feeder schools a connection to Bosse High School.
It's a wonderful example of community collaboration. For any city to succeed, you have to have organizations that are willing to sit down and try to figure out new solutions to problems. And so what we're doing here, we have a very prominent business leader, Larry Bennett, who said, hey, I will donate these Jeeps to the law enforcement agencies and to the schools so we can encourage people to make good decisions. So you have law enforcement agencies, you have a prosecutor, you have a school system, a public school system and a private school system, and a business leader who've all come together to try and figure out how to promote to young people the importance of making good decisions. I think the community is going to be overwhelmed. One, they're visually very attractive. They're hard to miss. And I think it's going to create a level of excitement in and around the schools that will really, really be important for young people.